good, y'all? KJ Media 100, always keeping it 100. You know what I always say, the Illuminati is real, man. The Illuminati is here, and all we can do is make our situations better by being better people, because you can't change the world unless you change yourself. But nevertheless, this story is an interesting story. A repeat DUI offender gets maximum sentence for a deadly crash. Check this out.
Emotion filled a South Bay courtroom after a repeat drunk driver is sentenced for killing a teenage girl and her mother's boyfriend.
Today, the 46-year-old defendant learned her fate and will now have to spend 3 decades in prison for murder.
3 decades? 3 decades? You know what?
That was legitness. Yeah, it was. Huh?
Yeah, that's legit. Fuck it.
Our Tony Shin is live outside the courthouse in Chula Vista, where family members gave their victim impact statements today. Tony.
Yeah, you know, Phil and Christina, you may remember during her trial, Baltise never really showed a lot of remorse. Today was a different story.
Wiping away tears, Taish Baltise listened as family members of 39-year-old Brian McKee and 15-year-old Jessica Talamonte described the grief.
That's super sad, man. You know, anybody dies, it doesn't, you know, but like a young girl like that, man, that's super sad. Life cut short because of some bullshit like that, bro. That's just really unfortunate, you know. But, you know.
Monte described the grief that will last the rest of their lives.
This devastating event has shattered our family and changed our lives forever. No matter how many times we visit the grave or how many times I go to therapy for this, my family will never accept the fact that they are gone forever.
Aaliyah Arroyo is Jessica's older sister. She was there when Jessica and Brian were struck and killed by Baltise, who had a blood alcohol level twice the legal limit. Brian was the boyfriend of Jessica's mother. His sister talked about his impact on their family.
We didn't grow up with parents. My brother was our parent. So we now have 6 sisters with no father figure.
On the night of June 22nd, 2022, Brian and Jessica were walking home from a convenience store in National City.
Oh, so they were walking home. I'm thinking they were in a car. Bruh.
When they were struck by a car driven by Baltise, who had been drinking earlier that evening with her co-workers in Mission Valley.
She made the unfathomably selfish choice to get behind the wheel.
Not the photo, bruh. They got the pictures of her taking it to the head. I don't like the whole other people accountable for things that grown-ups do. But where were her friends at saying like, hey girl, you drinking too much. You doing too much, you know? Where the fuck were they at? Even though essentially she's the one that's gonna pay for this. That's crazy, bro. That's really crazy.
Selfish choice to get behind the wheel of her car and drive after drinking for 3 hours.
This was also her second DUI. Despite her previous criminal history, friends of Baltise pleaded for leniency.
Give her the opportunity to redeem herself.
I know I'm the last.
Redeem herself? Nah. We have 2 people that are dead, including a 15-year-old girl. She's a repeat offender. Redeem herself? She should have redeemed herself after the first DUI.
Person that you want to hear from right now, after the agony that I've caused your family, and I don't blame you at all.
Bruh. Alright, let me just go.
Baltise also read a statement apologizing to both families.
No parent should ever have to bury their child, and as a mother myself, I cannot fathom the pain and grief that you have.
In your prior DUI, you made a series of disastrous mistakes.
Ultimately, the judge gave Baltise the maximum sentence, 30 years to life. Jessica's mother spoke to us outside the courtroom.
Justice has finally been served for my daughter and boyfriend, and I'm just so happy.
San Diego.
Now, Baltise does have the opportunity to file for an appeal. If she does choose to do that, it'll have to be done within the next 60 days.
An appeal? That's ridiculous, man. You know, I like to get back a little more background on these stories I cover. Thais but Baltise. I thought I should have said Taisha. Just to read some of this. So, the trial began for the woman accused of driving drunk and crashing into a teenage girl and her stepdad in June 2020. Damn, 2022? 3 years ago. Taylor's who was 44 at the time, is accused of DUI. You know, Talamonte and 39-year-old Brian McKee. 44 at the time, so she's about 47, 30 years? Yeah, 77 years old? Yeah, her life is over. You know, I don't really love the 30 years. I don't really love it, but I like it. I don't really love it, but I like it. The prosecution claimed that Baltise denied drinking. Videos show she had several drinks at Dave & Buster's, including a beer, a supercharged margarita, and 2 shots of tequila just before getting into her car. You can't be out here lying. You can't be out here lying, man. Y'all think that was a right sentence? 30 years. I know I said I don't love it, but I like it. I like. I don't know. I like 15 to 20. I like 15 to 20, but you know, of course, you like KJ, what was your daughter? What was your, you know, I get it, but it's this hard case to kind of not quote unquote judge. But let me know what y'all think in the comments about this, man. KJ Media 100.